Hello everybody, Jeff Cowan here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk. You know, the guy that's trained more successful service advisors and service employees than anybody else on the planet. It's a fact, and you can check it out. Well, I'm back with a new edition of my podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, the path to making over $100,000 a year. And you know, at this very recording, just over 20% of you doing that job are doing just that. You're making over 100 grand a year. Congratulations. But that means that nearly 80% of you at this recording are not doing that. So what are you going to do about that if you're one of those 80%? Well, here's what I recommend you do. Watch this podcast. Go back and watch all of the over 100 podcasts I've recorded in the past. Go to my website, automotiveservicetraining.com, automotiveservicetraining.com, and between those two entities alone, you will find all the techniques, processes, word tracks, and tactics you need to become the absolute best that you can be. And if you're going to do it, why not be the best? Because when you're the best, you get all the best rewards. Well, we're back with a new edition of the podcast. I'm going to stick to the format I've been using here recently, where I'm going to break down one of my quotes. And this quote is one that always gets a lot of attention when I've posted it, because I've posted it a couple times over the last few years. And here's simply what it says. A handwritten thank you note will always trump a text, email, or form letter. So what am I saying with this text? What I'm saying with this text is that you want to be remembered. You want to stand out, okay? So how do you get remembered? How do you stand out? That's the real question here. Okay, well, it's real simple. Number one, never forget, it's the little things that will make the difference. It's the little things that make all the difference. And that's what really we're talking about here. Now, what do I mean? I've been in sales for a long time. And when I first got into the sales, there was only a couple of ways you could thank somebody. You thank them when you were face-to-face with them. You thank them by doing a follow-up call, or you thank them the most effective way by sending them a handwritten thank you note. And it was great for years and years, but what happened is technology comes along, and then everybody starts emailing. Okay, and emailing at first, man, it was popular. It got you a lot of attention, because if you got an email, you wanted to open it, you wanted to read it, and it was great. But then everybody got the ability to email, and it very quickly lost its effectiveness. About the time it loses its effectiveness, texting comes along, and it's equally as exciting, because boy, if you get a text, you just couldn't wait to read it, and everybody's doing it. It's really effective for about 6 months to a year, and then it fades away. Why? I think it's really this simple. I don't know about you, but whenever I get an email or a text, I'm always wondering, what else was that person doing when they sent me the email or text? Now, the reason I think that way is because I know what I do when I'm emailing and I'm texting. I can't tell you how many times I've sent out email campaigns and text and return text and emails when I'm standing in line to buy groceries, when I'm fueling my car, when I'm driving my car. The new car I got, it allows me through voice activation to send text and emails while I'm driving. And I don't know if I'm smart to admit this or not, but I've even texted and emails when I'm using the restroom. So whenever I get a text or email, I always think initially, I wonder what else they were doing. They were multitasking, and I don't really feel like they were trying to reach out really to me. They weren't really thinking about me. But telephone calls and handwritten thank you notes, I know that if somebody picks up the phone, they're thinking just about me. And I know especially if they pick up a pen and put it to paper, you can't write a handwritten thank you note and multitask. You have to be thinking about me. So that's why it's so more personal and makes somebody stand out in my eyes more, and will make you stand out as well. Handwritten thank you notes and telephone calls are always better than text, emails, and form letters. Number two, when you're doing these, make it personal. What do I mean? Here's an example of a thank you note I might send out. Hey, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, I wanted to write you this very quickly and tell you thank you for giving me the opportunity you did today to help you with your service needs. I always enjoy doing business with you and helping you solve your problems with your concerns with your vehicles. I also love it when you come in, because I love hearing about your son in his baseball playing. I look forward to the next time we get the opportunity to work together, and I look forward to hearing more stories about your son. Now, what does that do? It does multiple things. Number one, it tells them, thank you. I really appreciate you coming in so much that I took time out of my day to sit down and write out a handwritten thank you note. I was thinking only about you when I did it, because I can't do anything else when I'm writing a handwritten thank you note but think about you. And I'm not only thinking of your business, but I brought up a personal note about you. So what does that mean? What it tells the customer is we may have done business, but I'm also trying to build a relationship with you, because I just didn't hear the business part of it, and that wasn't just the most interesting thing or the only interesting interesting thing to me, I'm also interested in you and your family. It makes me stand out, and it makes them remember me. And when I stand out and they remember me, they want to come back, and they do come back, and they do business with me over and over and over. Make it personal. And then finally, number 3, be unexpected. Now, back in the day, it was hard to be, do it and be unexpected when you sent or you made a phone call, or you wrote a handwritten thank you note, because everybody did it. They expected it. But today, so few people in the selling profession actually do follow-up telephone calls and actually send out handwritten thank you notes, that just by sending one out on a regular basis, it's unexpected. It's so powerful to do. I mean, it just is. And here's the great thing too about writing a handwritten thank you note is that when you do it and you send it out, they typically, by the time you drop in the mail, they get it 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 days later. So about the time the episode that you're thanking them for is fading from their mind, you're reminding them of it again in you and how much you care. Now, here's something else, a little tip I do, and I always hesitate to teach this because I don't want it to sound like I'm insincere when I do some of these things, because I'm always sincere when I'm talking to my customers. But in addition to making many, many phone calls, and I don't know how many handwritten thank you notes I send out a week, it is literally in the dozens and dozens, because I do it all the time, right? But one of the things I will do is I pick out different holidays and different times of the years where I will just sit down and write handwritten thank you notes for no reason. Hey, I was just thinking about you, I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity you've given me over the years. But one of the most powerful things that I have done and do is at Thanksgiving, the week of, I'll make a list of my customers. Sometimes that list is some years it's only 30 or 40 names, sometimes it's 15 names, sometimes it's been as many as 300 or 400 names, and I call them. I set aside time and I call them, and here's what I say. Mr. Customer, this is Jeff, and I just wanted to call you because I was sitting here at my desk Thanksgiving week thinking about my family coming into town and enjoying the time with them, and I started thinking about things I'm thankful for, and your name popped into my head. And I just want to let you know that I'm thankful for the relationship we've had over the years and continue to have, and I want to thank you for all the opportunity you gave me in the past. So know that when I sit down at the table this Thursday with my family at Thanksgiving, one of the people that I'm most thankful for is you and the relationship that we have. Now, sometimes when I make these phone calls, I haven't talked to these people or done business with them for years, but they made an impact earlier in my life, and I wanted them to know. Sometimes I've talked to them just a few days before, but I'll tell you what, it always gets a tremendous response. And because most of the time you're leaving messages, right? But when you get somebody that actually picks up the phone, I will talk to them sometimes for 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 minutes, but again, the response is huge. Why? Because it's sincere and it's unexpected. So again, when I tell you, a handwritten thank you note and telephone call will always trump a text, email, and a form letter. This is why. It helps you stand out and be remembered because it's the little things that make the difference, and handwritten thank you notes and phone calls are different these days. You make it personal and you make it unexpected, and today, since so few people doing it, by you just doing it, it's unexpected. Hey, this is Jeff Cowan here, and I want to thank you for watching today, and I also want to remind you that we do all kinds of service training. We've done it for years, and we're the absolute best in the business. If you want to know how we can help you and your team become the absolute best, it's real simple. Dial 1-800-248-2931. 1-800-248-2931, and anybody that picks up that phone can share with you how we can help you out. You can also go to automotiveservicetraining.com, automotiveservicetraining.com. That's our website, by the way. It's a brand new website to sell, so tell us what you think. You can go there and find all the information there as well. Hey, this is Jeff Cowan, and I'm going to sign off right now and tell you to go have a great day. God bless you, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.